Welcome to our series on the outside and inside of leadership, where we focus on the outside skills as well as the insight of life transformation that is needed for enduring and sustainable Christian leadership. Today we want to focus on an outside of leadership, and that of the most critical ingredient. Leadership may be expressed with different facets and expressions, with different forms in different seasons, but the one external aspect of what all good leaders do through the seasons is that of diligence. Romans 12 tells us we have different gifts according to the grace given us, and if a man's gift is prophesying, let him use it in proportion to his faith, and if it is leadership, let him govern diligently. Now, it is remarkable that Paul chooses this adjective of working hard or diligence as the defining or qualifying action for those who lead. What does a diligent leader mean practically? I submit to you an answer that is found in Romans 12 verse 3. It says this: "Do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the measure of faith God has given you." So we want to look at how we can apply diligence as a leader in our session today. Now, firstly, to be diligent, start from ground zero and avoid assumptions whenever you face a new challenge. Whenever you meet a new team, you accept a new team member or face a new project, imagine that you are a new leader learning the ropes. Earn the trust of your followers. Do they have confidence in you for this new situation? Know the lay of the ground because the landscape changes over time. Decide which skills of leadership are most needed. Some skills are harder for you to access because they are not your greatest strengths, and you have to be mentally prepared and to draw from it. Now, good leadership is never one size fits all situations, but rather a discerning application of what aspect of leadership is needed by the followers in this new challenge. In other words, validate the situation as if you are a new leader there. Ensure that you are sure about your homework before you make a decision. And don't assume that you know the landscape, because landscapes change. And don't rest on your past skills and achievements. You are not yet at your best. God often calls us to new challenges beyond our current capabilities, and we should never enter into a season of leadership thinking that we know the solutions to everything, no matter how experienced we are. My mentor once said to me, "If you can do everything in this place, then it is not a God-sized calling. A God-sized calling makes you fall on your knees, confess this is an impossible thing to achieve without God's hand at work." And God often calls us to things beyond our human abilities to show the greatness of God. Now, secondly, working hard, being diligent as a leader means to reflect upon past success, even more deeply, past mistakes and failures. Why did you succeed there? Why did you fail or make a mistake there? I submit to you that it takes more effort to learn from mistakes because success often results from something you did intuitively, but mistakes happen because what was needed of you was counterintuitive to you. It needed something you naturally would not have done, and that is why you missed it the first time. And therefore, you need to lean against your tendency, to intentionally aim for that correction. The Bible calls us, think of yourself with sober judgment, because your leadership matters to God's kingdom. Steward it, grow it for God's impact. What is the season you're facing today? Does it require you to lead differently? What do you need to grow in to be that kind of leader? Therefore, to be a person who provides good, sustainable leadership requires diligence. And I believe that if you do so, God will give you grace to grow in giving the best leadership you can. Remember, you do so not only for yourself, not completely only for your people, though that is precious. You do so for your Lord Christ. And He deserves your best. He deserves your diligence. May God bless your leadership in your church life.